Volunteer Tutors Organisation makes a real difference to young people's lives throughout Scotland. Douglas Johnson was inspired to set up VTO in 1974 when he was a volunteer on the Children's Hearing Panel, and he was trying to understand why a gifted young girl was not attending school.
I was looking through the reports. This girl was highly intelligent, and what she was the carer in that family. What she did is she went to school each year until she got put up to her original class, then disappeared to look after the family. And I thought, surely we can do something for that child. Surely we can provide something that will help them in life.
Douglas acted, setting up an organisation to help her and others like her. Getting agreement to have a desk and a phone within Strathclyde University, he printed cards for social workers to contact him to refer young people who needed support. Over the 50 years that followed, VTO have supported more than 10,000 young people with their dedicated army of volunteers. It's not only the children that have benefited. Here's Tam Bailey, who was one of our earliest volunteers.
So it was a young man we'll call him Thomas. He was from Fergusley Park in Paisley, and the easiest place for us to meet was Paisley Central Library. I try and meet him on a weekly basis as much as possible, and the reason that he was getting tutored is because he was struggling at school. He was a first year pupil at the time, and he was struggling, but he didn't mind, being tutored in the library. In fact, he quite liked it, and I think it was as much as anything a social thing. It was my first exposure to working with children and young people, first exposure to people living in vulnerable circumstances, because I spent my career working with children and young people, and I now know that the kind of model that the VTO's got, like a one-to-one tutoring relationship, we've got evidence now that that works for children and young people, that can turn their lives around.
A significant influence for Tam is that he decided after sort of being a tutor to actually be employed with us under the job creation scheme, and then moved on to education, specialising in child services, and through his career then developed to become the Children's Commissioner for Scotland. Significant impact.
VTO continues to grow to meet the huge demand for support for young people, not only in Glasgow but throughout the rest of Scotland. As Douglas says, the success of the organisation is as a result of the bespoke nature of the one-to-one volunteer tutoring.
For the majority of the children that we deal with, it's the first person that they have met when they've gone through the social work system or the care system, where the person is there for them. They are there as a volunteer. The child has to volunteer to actually receive the tuition. It's all a voluntary process, but it's usually the first person they have ever met who is there to help them, who is not being paid. And that has a significant impact on how that child-tutor relationship works.
Get in touch with us and be part of the VTO family.